So what brought you in here today?
Well, my family says that I'm starting to have an issue. Like, my husband says that, like, I, like, just drink too much around the kids, which I don't really think I do. And my mother-in-law also said that I drink too much, and it's like, it's none of their business, but, so I made an appointment.
Okay.
Because of my husband.
Okay, well, I appreciate how hard it must have been for you to decide to come here. You took a big step today, so. Can you tell me a little bit about your drinking habits, about how much you drink a week, maybe?
Yeah, I usually wake up Monday through Friday. I have to take the kids to school. So I usually have I have like a mimosa just to get my day going because it just makes me feel better and energized. And then I have about 4 margaritas around lunchtime with my girlfriends. Mm-hmm. And then when I pick the kids up from school, I sometimes have a drink when I get home because it's been such a long day. And then I have a couple glasses of wine at night. And then on the weekends, me and my husband usually go out with our work friends. So I get drunk on the weekends, but.
Okay. Has these drinking habits caused issues that you've seen in your life?
I mean, my kids don't like to be around me anymore, and my husband and I have been fighting a lot.
Okay.
But I don't think it's an issue.
How does it make you feel when you and your husband fight?
I mean, I don't like fighting with him, but I don't see why he's angry. I mean, he has a beer with dinner. Yeah. Why can't I have a glass of wine?
Mm-hmm. And how about when your kids don't want to spend time with you? How does that make you feel?
I mean, it makes me sad, but they've never really said anything, and I see them all the time, so.
Do you ever think about doing anything differently?
I mean, no, I'm happy.
Okay. What kind of things does your husband say when he brings up the issue? Or does he think it's an issue?
Well, usually it's when he sees me getting my 3rd or 4th glass of wine. He's like, well, why are you having that many? It's a school night for the kids. And then I usually get defensive and I yell. But it's only because he had beer with dinner, so I don't know why I can't have wine with our movie. Mm-hmm. And he says that he doesn't want to be with someone that's going to have alcohol issues, and he doesn't want to be with someone that's always drunk, which I'm not always drunk. And one time I did accidentally pick the kids up from school. I think I was just coming off of a little buzz. Mm-hmm. But he said that he can't be with someone that puts our kids in danger.
Okay, so it sounds like he talks about your drinking, but he drinks as well.
Yeah.
And does that make you feel...
Yeah, it makes me feel like he's in charge of me.
Mm-hmm. And there's been an incident where you've driven the kids under the influence before in the past?
Yeah, but I was fine. I mean, I was not. I was definitely under the limit.
So you said that he made you feel like he was trying to control you.
Yeah.
Do you feel this way in other situations?
I mean, sometimes I feel controlled by my kids because, I mean, they're kids. They don't know what's best for me.
Mm-hmm. How do they make you feel controlled?
Well, if they're like, Mom, I don't want to be around you, then I'm like, well, you don't get to decide that. I'm your mom, and I'm a good mom. Mm-hmm. So it makes me feel like they're making up my drinking habits for me.
Why do you think they feel the need to try to make your drinking habits for you?
I don't know. I mean, they're young. I don't even know if they know what's going on. I think it's just because they hear their dad say it.
Okay, so you think that they're just repeating what he says?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you said that your mother-in-law is involved and she was in
this
decision to get you here today. How is your relationship with her and how is it going into this?
Oh, it's terrible. I've never liked her. Mm-hmm. When me and Dale got married, it was really hard because she was so involved and she was so controlling, and he's the only son, so it's like, mommy's boy. Mm-hmm. And at our wedding, I remember I got really drunk, and she was annoyed. She was like, why are you, this is a bad look for you, Melissa. And I was like, no, it's not. It's my wedding. Mm-hmm. And then she'll like talk to him about it, and then she won't talk directly to me about it, but then like I know she's an issue with me because every time I see her, when I pick the kids up from their house, like the kids always say stuff like, oh well, grandma said this, and it's like, girl.
So she talks to other people but not directly to you?
Yeah, to my husband, her son.
And how does that make you feel?
I hate it. It's like I'm an adult. Talk to me.
That makes sense. Have you done anything to try to change that, or it's you just dealing with?
I mean, no, me and my husband fight about it, but he's like, I can't do anything, it's my mom. And I mean, I think he agrees with her sometimes.
Okay. Do you feel your family blames you for this issue? For the drinking and...
Yeah, I do.
And how is that making you feel?
Like, I just don't think it's a problem, and it's like, me and my husband fight all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Drinking problems involve the whole family. This is not just you issue, and this is not even just an issue with you or how what you're doing. This is something that can be like a disease, something that happens in your brain that can make you act in ways you might not normally act. And it's also not just you. So I'd love to speak to your family someday and have a group discussion, because there's a role that everyone plays. So I don't want you to feel like it's all your fault and that you're alone in this. But it is hard for them to understand sometimes, I'm assuming. So do you have any course of action how do you normally deal with you and your husband's fighting? Exactly.
I mean, normally we just end up going to bed because he has work early in the morning. So we normally just go to bed mad, but I mean, the mornings are fine. They're just quiet.
Wow. So how does he deal with the conflict? Does he speak to you normally, or is there...
Yeah, I feel like he withholds information from me because he feels like I'm not at the capacity to store it, which is annoying, but yeah.
Wow. That must be difficult for you day to day to have to deal with the conflict and the blame and the pointing fingers.
Yeah, it's hard.
But you seem to be going through it. How do you manage?
Well, sometimes to take the edge off, I go and have, drinks with my girlfriends. I'm really close with them, and they console me and tell me that, like, I don't have a problem. So that makes me feel better. I go on a lot of walks, too.
So, how do you normally feel before having a drink? Like what?
I feel like kind of anxious and like kind of tired usually.
Okay, so normally before a drink you might use it to...
Yeah, it wakes me up for the day.
Yeah. Okay. So your emotional support, you think, who is your biggest emotional support in your life? You said the girls provide...
Yeah, I mean, I guess my husband. It's just been hard since we've been fighting. But he really does support me and wants help. But I'm just honestly, I feel like we're at the point where there's no help. So I would say my husband, but my girlfriends too. Yeah, my mom died when I was young, so I don't really have like a mother figure in my life.
That must be a challenge.
Yeah, it's hard.
How do you normally feel after you fight with your husband?
I mean, I usually cry and have a glass of wine. It makes me calm down.
How do you feel after that?
I feel like we're gonna get a divorce sometimes, and I'm worried that he's gonna leave me with the kids.
Does that thought make you anxious?
Yeah.
What do you think would happen if that happened? How would you feel?
I don't want my husband to leave me.
Okay.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
You just like don't want to sacrifice so much, and like it's just so really hard.
And I'm gonna try. We're gonna help you. We're gonna explore this together, and I'm really really happy that you came and you shared your feelings today. That was really brave.
Thank you.
And I too have gone through something similar. Before negative counseling, I actually suffered my own addiction and I overcame it. I've been sober for 20 years now, so I can hopefully give you some advice and share. Before we go and conclude this today, I want to let you know, ask you, what are you looking to gain from our counseling sessions? Is there something you want to explore, or is there something you want to take out of these?
Well, I just want to go through life being able to have a drink and just not let it get out of control, even though I don't think there's a problem, but obviously my husband. So I just want to I don't want to be sober. I think it's fun.
Okay, we'll explore that more next week. I'll talk to you about exploring a family session where we can hear everyone and see how we can collaborate and come up with a solution together.
Thank you.
Thank you.